Welcome back to another episode of Roughing with the Sappers. Today we're going to do a Sapper short on the topic of playing in a dangerous manner and a particular example of playing on the ground. Normally on this channel we only use video where Eric, Katie, and I were actually on the game. But for the first time on the channel we're actually going to use a clip that was found on a referee chat group that I'm a part of. It sparked some very interesting discussion that I thought would be interesting to use at some point. And this week, with other stuff that we've got going on, it seemed like a good week to kind of fit this in. And so let's kind of watch here. You can see that this was taken from, I believe it was an Instagram post. So we'll watch this video here. This player in yellow is going to come for the ball, and then he's going to end up playing it on the ground, which is actually what we're going to talk about. And then we'll watch to see what happens a little bit later because you'll see why this video was even posted in a referee chat group in the beginning. But we're going to come back to this. So let's watch. This player plays it on the ground here, spins the ball around, and then he runs down, and then down here, he ends up really getting taken out in a really bad way. And it was that foul in particular of why this was in a referee chat group to begin with, but that's not actually what I want to talk about. Let's go back to the moment that he played it on the ground, because I think that's actually where some really interesting discussion happened in that chat group. And I'd like to get your comments on what you think, and I'll show you what I see in the laws of the game and how I think I might have called this. So this player comes down, slides for it, gets it with his feet right there. Then he comes in, and this defender comes in and would have actively played that ball, except for he sees this player's got it between his feet and he's spinning it around. And so you see he pulls his kick up, and then when we play through, then he's allowed to spin around. So when I saw this video, that was actually the first thing I saw, because even though a fairly nasty foul happens later in this, I was thinking, was that really a legal play? Coming into IFAB laws of the game, I'm going to law 12 down here. And then if we look under indirect free kicks, or I guess the very first one it lists in the list here is playing in a dangerous manner. Sometimes you'll see this as an acronym, PIADM, that just stands for playing in a dangerous manner, because it is listed here as bullet point number 1 under 12.2 indirect free kicks. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, it's got a section here of defining what is playing in a dangerous manner. So playing in a dangerous manner is any action that while trying to play the ball threatens injury to someone, including the player themselves, and includes preventing a nearby opponent from playing the ball for fear of an injury. So it's really what I think would apply in this case. So let's go back, and if we watch this, we see this player go down, and then this player really pulls up. Okay, he does a lighthearted try to get his foot in to see if he can get it out. Yeah, going back to these laws of the game, was the player on the ground trying to play the ball, and did it prevent a nearby opponent from playing the ball for fear of injury? And, frankly, I've got to say yes. And really, this whole play should be called back for an indirect free kick from this moment. But it was interesting in the referee chat group. Some people felt like, hey, that was a smart play. He was able to get the ball where he needed to go, and the yellow player was able to keep playing. Other people felt like it definitely met the criteria. So, there's a difference of opinion. Would be curious what you think in the comments. But for me, the way I read the laws of the game here, the way I might call this in the future, maybe I'd stop it here if it was my game. But it is interesting that sometimes that playing in the dangerous manner language in the laws of the game makes it to where people who play the ball on the ground sometimes can both get injured and be responsible for the foul. There's some weird scenarios that a player can actually get injured while playing the ball on the ground because somebody else comes in and kicks it, but they put themselves in a risky situation. They committed the offense because they played in a dangerous manner by being low and being active in the play while in a low position. It's certainly something that I learned from here and looking at this and then going back and reading the laws of the game. So hope this has been helpful for you if you're a referee ever faced with this situation. But let us know in the comments, how would you call this if it was your game? Is there something that I'm missing here that I should consider? And because I want to learn from this as well. So join us back here next Friday for our next game review or Sapper Short, as we are getting close to the end of the year. Probably going to do one more video next week and then maybe take a couple weeks off for the Christmas and New Year break. But really enjoy doing these and hope you get something out of them too. Really appreciate the people who send comments in the videos or send me private messages saying that you get something out of these videos. It makes it worthwhile, the effort that we put into it. And it's been really great this year working on. I'm Scott with Riffing with the Sappers, and I'll see you out on the pitch.